It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for our neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty woods, a neighborly day for our beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in this neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Hello, television neighbors. Welcome back to this television neighborhood. See what I brought for you today? A Valentine-shaped heart that you see right there. A New Line Cinema that you see of the cellular scene selection, and a Fuzzy Friend doll that you see right here. Now, before we go visit my dear friend, Mr. Marcus Micklewhite at our neighborhood elephant lodge, I have a song for you. There are many ways to say I love you. There are many ways to say what love is. Many ways, many ways, many ways to say I love you. There is the asking way to say I love you. There's the asking way to say what love is. The asking way, the asking way, the asking way to say I love you. Alright, now I think it's time to go visit my dear friend Marcus Micklewhite at our neighborhood elephant lodge, so we could see how Marcus feeds the pretend elephants some peanuts at our neighborhood elephants lodge. So come along with me and we can go over there right now to the neighborhood elephants lodge. Come along. Marcus.
Oh, Victor! Hey, good to see you again, buddy. How you been?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that.
I would like for you to introduce you to my television neighbor. This is Marcus Micklewhite, who gives the pretend elephants lots of pretend peanuts.
I do. Nice to meet you, television neighbor. Some people call me, instead of Marcus Micklewhite, they call me M&M. Not to be confused with that young rapper guy. M&M, Marcus Micklewhite. Yep. So what's up, Vic?
Me and my television neighbor and
Yeah, my television neighbor and I, not me and my television neighbor. Good catch.
My television neighbor and I have come to see how you feed the pretend elephants some make make-believe peanuts.
Oh, well, I'll be happy to show you. I happen to have some of my make-believe elephants right here. This is Mama Elephant. Some people might say that she doesn't look a lot like an elephant, but she really is an elephant. You can tell, you'll notice that she has big floppy ears, just like an elephant, and a long trunk. You can see it. And in order to feed my make-believe elephant make-believe peanuts, I just reach into my bag of peanuts here and pull it out, and I hold out a handful, and she reaches down with her trunk and snatches them out of my hand and then throws them into her mouth. And then she thanks me. So that's Mama. This is her teenage daughter, and teenage daughter also has the long trunk and the floppy ears. You can see the ears here. And she eats imaginary peanuts just like her mother. So I reach into the sack, I pull out a handful, boom, down goes the trunk, boom, into the mouth, and she says thank you. Because, you know, they've got to say thank you. Oh, and here's the imaginary father elephant. You know, just like the others, you reach into the sack, you hold out a handful of peanuts, he goes down with his trunk, says thank you. And last but not least is the baby elephant. Now you'll notice that the baby elephant's trunk is not yet as long as its sibling, sister, or its parents, but it will grow. But it does have the long floppy ears, and I'll reach into the sack, pull out a handful of peanuts. Oh, he only took one, and he threw it into his mouth, and then what do you say? That's right, thank you, you're very welcome. And that's how we feed imaginary peanuts to imaginary elephants.
Now, Marcus.
Yes, Victor.
What got you started in taking care of the elephants?
Well, when I was a little boy, one of my favorite movies was Dumbo.
Oh, Dumbo.
And I thought elephants were just the cat's meow. I mean, that really cool things, especially if they had big enough ears to be able to fly. And so I got interested in elephants, started reading about them, studying them, went to Africa and then went to India and studied them in their native habitats. And the next thing you know, I had imaginary elephant fascination.
Now, I heard when you were about 5.5 years old, you started training tame elephants in your elephant lodge ever since you were very young. Is that true?
Well, you know, to be honest, that was so long ago, I don't remember if I was 5.5 or maybe 6.5. But yeah, right around that age, I started training elephants. You know, I had peanuts in my pockets, and boy, they'd do just about anything for a peanut. It's kind of like training your dog with doggy treats, you know. You get their attention when they can smell it, and then when they eat it and taste it, oh boy, you can get them to do just about anything.
Now, your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Micklewhite, have always been fascinated by your wisdom to teach young children about elephants. Is that true?
Well, I'm not sure I'd call it wisdom, but I do like to share what I know about elephants, and I confess it's quite a bit. I know a lot about elephants. I do like to share that knowledge with young children, yes. And my parents are proud of me for doing that.
Now, I have just one more question before I have to return back to my place.
Okay.
I suppose when a young child wants to learn grown-up things and become an elephant trainer, they have to know when to wash an elephant and feed it and nurse it back to health as a youngin. Do they get the chance to learn from you how to be able to do that?
Well, if we have an injured elephant, we do have to nurse them back to health. And while we're doing that, we do feed them a lot of peanuts. And part of that process, because they like their peanuts, is you can take advantage of the fact that you kind of have a captive audience and they can't go anywhere because they're injured and recovering from an injury. And so you can teach the elephant new tricks while the elephant is healing. And yes, I can show the young people that come and work with me how to train an elephant.
Well, thank you so much, Marcus Micklewhite, for allowing me to be with you here today at the Neighborhood Elephant Lodge.
Oh, well, it was my pleasure. You come visit anytime and bring your television neighbor.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I must be going.
Okay, bye-bye, Victor.
Thanks so much.
Okay, we'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
Well, come along. Let's go back to my place. Isn't Marcus the most fascinating elephant tamer? I'm glad I was able to share with you, television neighbors, such a wonderful animal lover. Well, now let's get the trolley and we'll have some make-believe right now. Alright. Now, what should we pretend today in the neighborhood of make-believe? Why don't we just make believe that Daniel Tiger is getting a new toy elephant from Mr. McFeely, and King Friday and Queen Sarah could maybe surprise Daniel Tiger with a special surprise. But what do you think the surprise is going to be? Well, let's make believe some more about that now. To the neighborhood of make believe, Trolley. I'm Daniel Striped the tiger, and I've been waiting for the surprise of my toy elephant, Mr. McFeely.
Oh, Daniel, it's so good to see you. And I just want to say, before I give you your surprise fuzzy elephant, that it is my pleasure to do so because you've taken such a keen interest in elephant welfare here.
Aw, you are such a delightful mailman.
Well, thank you very much. I try to do my best.
Mr. McFeely, speedy delivery of animal toy lovers, I presume?
That's who I am, Your Highness. You got it right again.
I understand that you have given Daniel Tiger a toy elephant.
I just did, yes, just a few moments ago.
He seems so surprised.
Well, he knew he was going to get a surprise toy elephant, but he still did have that look of wonder on his face when I actually handed it to him.
I am very pleased with all your work, Mr. McFeely.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that, Your Highness, because when the royal king himself is not pleased with your work, it can be a problem.
Oh, hello, dear. It's Queen Sarah.
Oh, hello, Your Highness, Your Eminence, Your Radiance. You are so beautiful. It is so good to see you, as always.
I trust that my husband, King Friday, will share many wondrous things with Daniel Stripe the Tiger.
Yes, your husband, His Royal Majesty, is a very learned man, so he has lots to share with young Daniel the Tiger.
And I hope you will still be loved by all who surrounds you with love.
Well, thank you very much, Your Highness. That means a lot to me, and I hope that your hope for me comes true.
And we thank you too, Trolley. And goodbye, Trolley. Well, I wonder what's going to happen with Daniel's next surprise toy. Well, we'll make believe some more about that make believe place the next time we're together. You know, being sociable is trying to find out how much you learn to love elephants and trying to understand what sociable means to elephants. And when you feel social about it and they're feeling social about it with other elephants, you could feel social about it too. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when when the days the day is new, and I'll have more ideas for you, and you'll have things you want to talk about. I will too. You always make each day and each week a special one for me. You know how? By just your being yourself. There's only one person in this whole world like you, and that's you yourself. I say that often to you because it's very true that you know that. You are very special to me, and I'm very pleased to be your television pal. And I'll be back next time. Goodbye.